Alright. Okay. So I'm going to try out something different and we're going to see if we can learn how to play some Dota heroes from A to Z. So I basically just always play random Dota heroes all the time. And so I thought, let's do Dota A to Z. Let's try and basically, I don't know, see how we can go in terms of Dota and just learning what our heroes do, etc. So just scale back the options here. We have to. I always seem to have to knock down my stream settings there. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay. So that should stabilize everything. Yeah. So we're going to start with Abaddon. So Abaddon, pretty cool hero. Let's talk kind of about what he brings to the table. So Mist Coil releases a coil of deadly mist that can damage an enemy unit or heal a friendly unit at the cost of some of his health. So he'll give himself 50% damage of the abilities that are used. And so, like, for Abaddon, this is kind of a nice spell to kind of top up laners with you. If you're going support Abaddon, you kind of focus on Mistcoil and Orthotic Shield. Orthotic Shield summons dark energies around an ally, creating a shield that absorbs a set amount of damage before exploding. It will deal damage equal to the amount it could absorb to an area around it. It also removes certain types of negative buffs and stuns on cast. So it's a D-spell, a soft D-spell, or a strong D-spell, they say. And basically how it works is if the shield absorbs 110 damage, but you are surrounded by 3 heroes, it will deal 110 damage to all of them, which means technically it's dealing 330 damage, which is pretty good. We then have Curse of Avernus, where you strike an enemy, slowing the enemy's movement speed. If the target gets hit 4 times, they'll become affected by Chilling Curse, which causes them to be silenced, additionally slowed, and you will get an attack speed boost. So it starts at 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%. Once you curse them, you'll get an additional 15. It'll jump to 15%, it'll jump to 30%, jump to 45%, then jump to 60%. It lasts for about 4 to 5 seconds, and your curse attack speed jumps up quite a bit as well. This is kind of your number one thing if you are playing an off lane or a carry Abaddon. Not really highly suggested. And then we get Borrowed Time, which when activated, all damage dealt to you will heal instead of harm you, which is quite important. Most negative buffs will also be removed. If the ability is not on cooldown, it will automatically activate if your health falls below 400 as a threshold. Most people are going to kite you when this activates, so you want to use stuff like Mistcoil to try and damage yourself to heal yourself, which I know sounds kind of a bit weird. In terms of like information about him, I mean, lore-wise, it's not really my kind of thing to cover. But you can see here he's more a support than he is a carry. You can play him carry as a newer player, but it's just generally not something I would advise. And he has good strength and intel gain. He has very nice starting movement speed at 325, which is good for chasing down slower supports. He's got a decent amount of vision, pretty standard amount of vision. And he starts with okay defense. Health-wise, not too high, but his base attack's pretty decent with a 50 to 60 base attack, which means you can trade okay, but remember you are a melee hero, so you won't be able to trade so well. We're going to enter into a match, and then we're just going to see how he goes. Yeah. So, yeah, I've played Dota for quite a while, so it's just always something that's interested me. I'm not a very good Dota player, so this is just something that I think is cool from my perspective, see if I can learn more about the heroes or if I can play them a bit better. So, yeah. We're going to be playing Abaddon support if we can handle it or manage to get it. So that's going to be our aim. But I mean, it's just going to depend on like how you find these kind of games. If you're into MOBAs or anything like that, me personally, I quite enjoy playing MOBAs. quite enjoy playing a wide variety of heroes. So yeah, I think you can enjoy the games. I'm just gonna turn up the audio here, so we can just so we can catch the audio. But yeah, it's yeah. How do you say, like it's always a challenge to kind of like play MOBAs, especially Dota, because it's got such a high learning curve. Like, it's not necessarily the kind of game you can just walk into. And so, I think for the most part, it'll be cool to do a series teaching everyone the Dota heroes. It will take a very long time, as you can see, but we'll start. We're just going to go alphabetically through all the heroes. I think next is actually Ancient Apparition, I think, is the next one. Because, no, it should be Alchemist, then Ancient Apparition, then Anti-Mage. And then we're on to Axe, and then we start again. So yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see how all these things play out. It's going to be interesting to see. Struggling to get a game, weirdly enough, as I say that. As you can see, my track record's not always so great. Win, lose, it's kind of how I go. I mainly play unranked, although I'll probably start playing ranked, like, out of interest. We're going to ban, so heroes that are good against Abaddon are heroes like Necrophos, so that would be a nice one for us to ban. Obviously we didn't manage to get it in time. Let's tell the team we're playing a support Abba, because it's not always apparent. It's not always something that's like apparent. We're usually better off going like a 3 or something like that, but it is just one of those things. So it's just one of those things where you kind of need to tell your team who you're playing, because Abba can be like a bit strange across the board. So like, we'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. Ask the CM to switch. We'll lane with Necros. Necros will be the kind of the carry. We have decent synergy with Necros in our lane, so he's got immunity to magic damage. Our shield will provide him with some strength against physical harassment, and our heal is magic. So if we proc it while I believe our heal is magical damage, so if we proc it while he's in his magical form healing himself, we should actually manage to heal him for quite a bit. That should generally be like how do I say it? Like, that should be what should happen. Overall, our lineup's okay. Their lineup seems to be a bit better. But I mean, hey, yeah, it is what it is. Actually, it seems pretty fair. Naga Siren could be a pain for us either way, but we do have a pretty good push lineup. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Just forgive the... So you see here we do magical damage. So it's important here because when he activates Ghost Shroud, he restores or amplifies restoration by 75%. So if we hit him with a Mist Coil, he'll heal additionally off of that Mist Coil. So instead of 260, he would receive something like 400 health, which is a lot. So it's all about knowing your synergy with other heroes, which is just something you kind of have to learn over time in Dota. It's not really something you can like just have happen, I guess. So yeah, Definitely something you should have happen over time in Dota, for sure. You have to learn your synergy and your places with other heroes and things like that. So an important thing in the early game is to try and secure runes and rune positioning and things like that. You want to try and harass the enemy, you want to try and gain advantage and get early runes. We're going to try and do this with our spell, because it's going to, yeah, it's going to let us really pressurize. And then we've got 3 bounties, which is a nice good start. We're also going to ward, but we're going to place our ward here behind the tower, so we have the ability to see the enemy's couriers and their lane and just get a bit more information about them. We're going to buy a sentry, and then we're going to save up for boots, and that's going to be kind of our thing. The Necros Abaddon lane is pretty nice, but is also we don't have a lot of catch, so I don't know what Necros is doing, to be honest. We're gonna deny. So Necros should in theory be taking the farm, but it seems like he's not. Not entirely certain why. Okay, hopefully he's taking it now. So they have a pretty strong early game. We're just going to have to be very careful about it. Make sure that, well, not strong early game. They just, yeah, how do I say? Kotal can be a bit of an annoyance because he hard pushes the lane. But it does help us get farm quite easily. So overall, it's not too bad. When you're playing against Kotal, it's just very important to not get frustrated and to just keep harassing him. Make him waste his mana, not doing any damage, not doing any harass.
No problem.
Your top tower is
Oh.
under attack.
Yeah, we're just gonna mute him. Don't want to mute and report. I just want to mute.
I should say so. I see the way.
I really don't want to mute and report. We're not too concerned here. We're gonna start. Just harassing him, just keeping him in check. We have our boots, so we're doing pretty well. We're gonna get a 2nd level in the Photic Shield now, and that's really gonna help us to pressure the Coddle, which we're going to really start to do. We're gonna start chasing him around, really pressurize him, and kind of stop him from just
So it goes. I am
just really pressure him and really stop him from causing problems, being a nuisance, and yeah, just realistically being a pain. We're gonna get this courier,
Radiant's courier has been
which is a
killed.
good pickup for us.
Your top tower is under attack.
We're very fast with boots, so harassing is like really good for us. And we're going to collect bounty because Coddle hasn't collected bounty. So although we're not necessarily doing a lot in terms of harassment, we're getting around the map, getting a lot done doing a lot of things
So it goes.
and just causing issues.
Cunning.
We're gonna harass her. See, she's there. But our Necrophos will be fine. We're just here harassing, causing issues.
My claws are red as the gore of first blood.
We're not too concerned about anything. Slowly working our way up to boots. Keeping enough mana for an Aphotic Shield in case we need to for Necrophos. And generally speaking, just securing him decent farm.
I see.
Yeah, we've got Nyx in the lane now. So they might be switching. Yeah, they switched out Naga Siren and they've gone for Nyx. This is okay for us because we can pressure Nyx a lot with Curse of Avernus.
I see the way.
So yeah, we can pressure him quite a bit because of Curse of Avernus.
So tell us missing.
Did.
I travel with the mist.
Sorry, I'm
Chosen
kind
of
of
us.
right. You're right.
Such power.
So
Council.
we really want to try and abuse lane now. We
Your bottom tower is under attack.
So be it. Such power.
they like can't really do too much to kind of prevent us or keep us out. And this is okay because we're taking the stuns, we're kind of taking the damage, and we're just able to really harass.
More than likely.
Like them standing so far away from lane is just giving them issues mainly, and it's denying them experience, which is a very important part of like Dota in general.
So it goes.
Like we're really securing our lane, which is
Your
good.
top tower is under attack.
Now Kotal is also a very fast hero,
Radiant structures.
and so
are
we just have to be
fortified.
very careful.
Things are ready as they are.
Invisibility.
Gonna heal him. And that's okay. We're gonna also pick up our heal. Tiny's pretty strong, but that's okay. Got quite a bit of armor, but that's also fine.
Your bottom tower
We got a
is
bit
under
unlucky
attack.
there, but that's okay.
I should say so. Indeed.
Tiny is here.
Come in handy.
So that's fine. Oh, he doesn't have ulti. So this is a problem for Necrophos because he doesn't have LT. So now he's getting swamped in lane. It's not his fault that he doesn't have LT. He died and didn't get enough experience. So it's a little bit of a problem. But that's okay. Like, we just have to, sometimes we get a little bit ransacked in lane, their mid came here, it's not the end of the world.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
You just basically have to keep pushing on. That's fine. Cuddle's early game damage isn't like, it's a lot of magic damage and you can be scared of it, but you shouldn't really be too scared of it because you do. He really needs to use his ulti. With no ulti, Necrophos is not going to be able to struggle. When Necrophos has his ulti, if he gets a kill with it, he will gain 10 times regeneration, which is a very powerful ability for him. If we got a kill on Tiny there, it would have been worth me and the Crystal Maiden, but because we didn't get a kill on Tiny, we're actually now starting to be a little bit behind where we want to be as a team. Although we do have Ursa free farming quite nicely up top. That's okay. So we managed to get the kill, which is good. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just kind of take this camp here. Tiny is farming here in the jungle.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So the Tiny is farming in the jungle. Tumbler's Toy is an okay item for us. So we need to be very careful and make sure that we keep Necrophos alive. Necrophos is a very good counter to Tiny. Like the cuddles being a slight annoyance, but it's okay. Again, not really a big issue. Don't panic because of cuddles magic damage. The moment you start panicking, you are going to struggle against him. But if you just relax and wait him out, his late game damage isn't so bad as long as your team stays on par. He won't really damage you too much. Keep focusing on runes, things like that. We're going to TP in here so we can provide a heal. We're also going to throw out the... It's okay. Okay, we got a bit unlucky here. Yeah, so their lion TP'd in, which kind of threw us out, and our Necrophos isn't really utilizing his Reaper's Scythe too well. Getting a lot of heroes low, we're not able to make kills, which is causing us a problem, because getting heroes low is great with Necrophos. It's giving us a lot of problems when we don't secure the kills. So yeah, it is a slight problem. But it's okay. Again, just don't panic. The game is not too far away, and we can. The Necrophos will keep getting stronger, and so will our Ursa, and so we're fine. We also have Death Prophet, who's pretty good and scales well into the late game, so you don't need to panic too much. So you just need to relax.
So it goes.
So we're just gonna deward them where they've got kind of vision and things like that, and we're going to start building into our next item. When you're buying items, buy them in parts, don't always buy the full item. Fluffy Hat's a nice pickup for us, mainly because of the
Your middle tower is under attack.
like health, so giving us another 125 health is pretty nice. We're okay to die here. It's not like it's fine. Like there we go. So we've managed to do some pretty good work here. We want to try and get to our Death Prophet, and we're just keeping everyone topped up. So this is all good for us. This is more than acceptable. Very nice fight there. We were focused on, which is good because we have our ulti. We weren't burst down. So if you're burst down before the ulti can proc, you will die. But because we weren't burst down, the ulti was able to proc. We were able to get our health restored, or at least not die. And then our team was able to jump in, which was very, very good, obviously. See, we can now pretty much heal up the coddle damage, which is fine.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We've now procced our ulti again, which is fine again.
Regeneration.
So the tiny task combo is not going to work on us, which is a good thing.
Gold and sweet.
We've now also almost got our Holy Locket, which does increase our like heals overall, which is pretty nice.
Your top tower
Us and
is under
Necrophos,
attack.
we're a nice combo
Dire
with the healing.
structures are fortified.
We're able to keep him afloat very easily, and so we're not too concerned.
Your top tower is under attack.
I see.
We have a nice like level of this is getting Battle Fury. Battle Fury is not always the greatest thing against illusions because they can clump up around you, and the cleave cycle of the Battle Fury won't be enough to kind of so we're keeping. Yeah, we weren't able to really, like, that was too much damage. But it's okay. Like, it does happen. They are 3-laning us, which is fine. We're gonna use this opportunity to get farm and experience. Get our movement speed up.
Things are rarely as they seem.
And so it's okay. If we get the Holy Locket, we'll have a bit more mana to play with. A bit better overall.
I see.
We're also going to take this Bullwhip instead of our Tumbler's Toy. Which is going to be nice for us. Just the extra movement speed.
Just might.
So it's okay.
Your bottom tower
We're
is
fine
under
losing
attack.
me Crystal Maiden, things like that. It's not really too important.
Such power.
Necrophos shouldn't
Your
really
bottom
be
tower is
in
under attack.
jungle.
As
The
counts.
farm in jungle is slower than in lane, so you don't really want to be in jungle.
Chosen.
We're gonna deny this tower now.
So it goes.
Denying towers will prevent a bit of gold going across them, which is good. Taking Tiny out before is
Your
nice.
middle tower is under attack.
We can sit around and do this with Cuddle for like a very long time. It's really not like an issue to us. Yeah, like
Your middle tower is under attack.
it's okay.
Dire's
Like
structures
we're
are
getting a lot of
has fallen
decent
to the
farm
dark.
and things there, so it's not really too much of an issue.
Your bottom
So,
tower is under
and as long
attack.
as our carriers are farming, it's okay. The biggest issue we have currently is that their carriers are also doing decently,
Your bottom
especially
tower
Naga
is under
Siren.
attack.
Our lack of catch is our real problem. We don't have a lot of stuns, and like I said earlier, you know, we're not a good stun team. Like we don't stun very well, so our best policy is actually to kind of bundle up around the
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack.
there we go.
Dire's
We just need to make a lot of havoc. It's basically how we're gonna play our
Your
match,
top tower is under attack.
and we need to bunch up and push lanes when we can, so we can take towers. As Abaddon, you can push lanes by placing like a Fodder shield on creeps, so that it procs, so that like it will burst and kill the wave. You can do a lot of things, so you generally want to do that. It helps to push the waves, but ideally you want to kind of just be a tanky guy that can kind of get in the way of things
Your
realistically.
middle tower is under attack.
Like shapes in mist. Tribute to my house.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
So we've TP'd out. Ursa has Aegis, but Ursa's kind of in a bit of a spot of bother. They're dead. There's nothing we're going to be able to do.
The mist moves.
So that's just because they stayed too long.
Shield impenetrable. I see. Well studied.
Which does sometimes happen. They are bunching up. We can just buy our item. We now have our Holy Locket, which is nice.
As counsel.
We're gonna be fine. We're just here. The song is the main issue. But we're gonna just keep popping shield. Just keep healing her.
Indeed.
We're very fast.
Double damage.
Yeah.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
So we're just gonna keep pushing. We act as a pseudo heal. That's literally our entire existence. So we just want to keep pushing the lane, keep pushing our team, keep healing, keep like just adding ourselves into situations, being a bit of an issue. So here, if you see, we're gonna get this shard, which causes Misquell to deal our attack on impact and increases the slow. It's gonna help us because, like I said, we don't have a lot of catch. So we don't have a lot of catch as a team. We're not very strong in terms of catching opposition. And so having the shard is going to give us more slows, is going to increase our damage, and it's going to help us for the most part. Just in terms of dealing damage and things like that. So we do want to try and maintain that and just kind of provide what we can. Gonna try and get to Necrophos. So they just came back as a whole team here, which is okay, it happens. Yeah, it is what it is. It's not really the end of the world. We shouldn't have stayed there so long, but it's okay. Like, it is one of those things, you just kind of have to accept that. With Abaddon, like, if you don't manage to maintain the upper hand, and you do tend to feel like you're falling off, nice items to pick up. Like I said, shard's pretty good, but you can get something like a force staff is good in this situation. We'll get immediately after our shard. A glimmer cape, something you could get nice and early, just to kind of prevent damage, kind of stop being targeted. It provides a lot. Like, it provides a lot to the situation. Brigand's Blade is also nice, just for like early game, especially with magic builds. But overall, like, we just, as a team, not doing anything too wrong, not doing anything too right. We're not really like being super good, we're not being super bad. So because of that, we're kind of just a little bit stuck in limbo. But it's okay. We have our shard now, which is good. It's gonna help us like a lot. And it's gonna just enable us to kind of push through, and we're good against the illusions. Just really trying.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
So we should have put the shield on Death Prophet there, not on our
Your tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
So we just need to fight better as a team.
Your middle tower has fallen.
Death means something different to me.
Your middle tower is under attack.
But we'll be okay. Like, if our team pulls together and doesn't throw, we should be okay. The game's not so far gone, so we shouldn't really have too many issues. We just need to not get clustered or upset with each other. Just need to really focus, kind of split the map a bit better, not be caught out. That's the difficult situation here. but it's okay. Like again, just don't change your game, but don't get flustered. Just relax. Focus on what you can do to help your team, and yeah, you should be more than fine. Basically, just don't worry about yourself. There we go. It's a good kill for us. Now we're healing nicely. We need to get to Death Prophet. Give her the heal, that's fine. And just keep pushing on. Give her the shield. Force our way through, get some vision.
Tower is under attack.
Just keep her.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
That's fine.
Radiant structures are fortified. Your bottom tower has fallen.
The issue with Naga Siren is she has a very strong ability to kind of defuse situations called Siren Song. It's a very powerful ability for just breaking down fights and situations like that where we're kind of in the ascendancy and where we're obviously quite strong. The way around it is to utilize items like BKB, which obviously does help. Wow. The Riptide procs. We're not too concerned. We go help Ursa. It's our main aim here. Fine. With our shield truck, that's okay. We're not too concerned. Reason oh, Ursa. Should have really used that Reaper's Scythe on the Naga Siren. That's good. Still good. Very good. Well done. Hope so. The only reason I say I should use the Necro Scythe on the Naga Siren is because Necro Scythe extends the amount of time that they remain dead for. So it's quite helpful in terms of like these type of situations, you know, where you want to kind of like put the enemy out of commission for a while. Like another 10 seconds of Naga Siren being out means quite a lot to our team, but it's not like too bad a situation. So we're not gonna read into it too badly, but it is something that we do kind of wish we could have overall, just in general. But yeah, we're very fast, by the way. Look how quickly we're getting across the map here. Just heal up, provide some. So yeah, we're we're just gonna use all our abilities to really heal up our team, to keep our team topped up. We're gonna get a 4 staff, which will hopefully help out as well. Kind of just give us positioning. We're getting caught a lot in a lot of abilities. Being able to force out, for example, a carry of ours from the coddle setup or something like that is very, very good. So yeah, we just need to, yeah, keep things ticking over. Try and stay out of harm's way ourselves, but also just provide a bit more to the team, realistically speaking. But that's okay. Like, they know we're here. Fighting. This is okay because we can secure Roche now, and that's more than fine. That was a very good fight. We managed to keep the Ursa alive, which is very, very good, and we also managed to kind of keep the rest of our team alive. Tiny's dead, which is very good for us as well. And yeah, we managing to do a lot of good work, like overall, which is quite helpful. So it's okay. Back again. It's fine if we die. It's really not like the biggest issue in the world. The death profit went backwards, which kind of threw us out a little bit. Really gave us a lot of issues. So the Ursa needs to pick a target. He's got Aegis, but he's just gonna lose it again. Unfortunately. Whenever you are team fighting, as like any hero in Dota, the ability is to read when team fights break down. So the moment I died, the moment Necrophos died, when you see 3 or 4 names at the top, it's something that you need to like constantly be aware of.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Like, you need to constantly be aware that there is this kind of like
Your middle
thing
tower
happening,
is under attack.
and so it is just what it is.
Your middle tower has fallen.
There we go. That was very well played.
I see the way.
We're gonna pick up our 4 stuff now.
Trust me, I know.
We're also gonna ward.
Such power.
Kind for me. So it goes. Very cunning.
Can place a ward here. It does give you some vision into the base, which is really what you want. want to use the Death Prophet out while you can, and while it's up, because you want to try and keep the pressure in on the towers. Like, you don't need to be concerned. Now we've taken the tower, you want to push back, you want to take these shrines so that the enemy cannot wrap around on you. You want to try and place some aggressive wards, which would be very, very nice. Usually here, somewhere in behind the towers is good. Like here. I don't know why these guys have not been picking up their bounties, but that's okay. And you just, yeah, you want to have the ability to see the opposition realistically.
Things are rarely as they seem. As counsel.
Next time we're gonna want is maybe Glimmer Cape or a Lotus Orb is nice, because you can place Lotus Orb on your carry and it will stop spells like Lion Finger, it will stop Spike, it will stop a lot of things like that. So we're really gonna try and get the little plus there, the little kind of big bonus from Lotus Orb, especially in a lot of these situations. So that was just a bad play by us, getting caught in such a big team fight again. It's just not very good.
No school like the old school.
We're gonna have to buy back to try and protect our racks. Maybe didn't have to buy back so quickly, but it is one of those things. We can take something like a C6 cap. It's pretty nice. Although the reason the Mindbreaker is cool is because it actually procs on your Mist Coil. So just maybe you guys didn't see it, but if you take this, you will be able to silence the opposition, which is quite nice. And does help quite a bit overall. So yeah. See? Silence the illusion. I know it's just an illusion, but yeah. Pretty cool.
Thank you, my beauties.
Such power. Mist moves.
We really want to try and secure it well. This is not good for us. Not good at all. Yeah, it's just, again, getting caught out in position, just not getting the right kind of work done, really, which is a little bit of a shame. We, as a team, so as Abaddon, you kind of want to lead your team in, get caught, and then kind of be the one that takes the damage, takes the brunt of the damage. They fail the initiation. You know, you're able to kind of fight back. When you can't do that is a little bit of a problem. So yeah. Just need to openly process most situations and just not panic too much. Panicking is what's kind of going to get you into the issues. And so you just need to relax and try and fight as best you can. Even though our score doesn't look great, I think we've done okay this game. I wouldn't say we've done the best overall. But yeah, like we definitely have done alright. We've done okay this game. But we do just need to keep placing wards, keep dewarding. Keep just trying to keep our team over, provide support. It's really the most important thing we can do. That's okay. We're really trying to build towards that Lotus Orb. We don't have buyback for another 3 minutes, so we can definitely buy a portion of it. We're kind of just dying to all-round damage, so we don't need to prioritize the plate mail or anything like that. We should be fine. There's the Naga Siren. Here's the real Naga Siren. There we go. Now we should have it. Do want to be a little bit careful, because we don't want to die and lose our momentum. So that's okay. We're just gonna go straight for the tier 4s. Oh. Very nice. We're just gonna take towers because we want to go for the victory. And we managed to win decently. Our team fell apart a little bit, but we played a decent game. I wouldn't say we did exceptionally well, but this is kind of what support Abaddon is. It's a little bit of support, it's a little bit of healing. It's the shield, the Aphelic shield, so yeah, basically it's a decent kind of situation. Yeah, like I say, it's not the best game played by me, but I mean, we did manage to get the win. 2 for 10 for 18 doesn't look great on paper, and there's no real way to, like, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna commend the pasta guy. There's no real way to kind of like display it, but if you look at the healing done, so we did 7,678 healing, which is pretty good comparatively to the Necrophos. Damage dealt, obviously we didn't really do too much. We received a lot of damage, which was good. It's kind of our role to kind of get into fights, be a nuisance, kind of get in the way. We bought the most support items, which is really, really good. And we got a couple crucial silences as well. The Mist Coil, the Mind Breaker with the Aghanim Shard into the Mist Coil, providing a long range silence is pretty good. And obviously provides a little bit of a slow as well. So those together, really like a 40% slow and silence on hit is pretty nice, especially in terms of like trying to control the game and everything. You can see the game kind of ran like somewhat even to a certain point. We were always kind of ahead even for the last like 15 minutes of the game. This is where like things can be deceptive. You can kind of feel like your team is on the back foot because your teammates aren't communicating so well. But we ended up obviously just playing very well. Playing net worth, we were always kind of at the bottom, playing a hard position 5, which is okay. It's a bit weird, but yeah, being behind the Crystal Maiden and net worth's not ideal. Ideally, you want to be probably around the cuddle mark. In terms of farm, we didn't prioritize enough of our own farm, which is something important. Player level, we did okay. I wouldn't say we were necessarily at any point too low. We're level 24 comparatively to most of their team. That makes us pretty decent level. We weren't behind. And I think we weren't behind at any point really in the game. As you can see, our line kind of remained really kind of up there. We won that fight, and we just remained kind of midway in the pack from here, which is good. Item wise, we bought some decent items. I'd say we itemized well. The 4-staff did help in a couple of situations. The Lotus Orb would have really helped, but it didn't come to fruition, so that is a little bit of a shame. But overall, I think we did pretty well, especially as a core Abaddon. So yeah, but that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed Dota A to Z Abaddon, and yeah, I'll do another